Welcome to Beyond the Open Door. I am your host, Domina, and you have entered a safe and sacred space. In today's Dark Mass, we are going to conclude the book of the Luciferian Bible. I just, gave some highlights of each of the chapters. There's another chapter, chapter 5, but I'm not going to get into that one this week. I want to go ahead and end the discussion about this book with some FAQs, some frequently asked questions. I encourage you to add this book to your library, your occult library. I think it is an interesting read. I think it is very informative and gives some good information, at least starting information about the Luciferian path or philosophy. And so with that, I want to go to the section that talks about frequently asked questions. I'm not going to read them all, just a handful of them. There's not a lot of them anyway, but I'll just do maybe 3, maybe 4 of them. We'll see. The first question, I think, is a main question that I had when I was contemplating this path. Is Luciferianism the same as Satanism? No, Luciferianism and Satanism are distinct paths, though they share some similarities. Luciferians often view Lucifer as a symbol of enlightenment, knowledge, and self-empowerment, not as a figure to be worshipped. While Satanism also emphasizes individuality and often questions authority, Luciferianism focuses on personal transformation through enlightenment and growth rather than rebellion against religious norms. I appreciated this explanation because I too, I don't necessarily, well, let me be honest. I did have issues with the term Satanism. And as I'm even learning more about that, as this briefly states, yeah, there are distinct differences. And so I find myself more in alignment with Luciferian and that path or philosophy than Satanism, but I'm also appreciating some of the aspects of Satanism and what that philosophy is. Not going into detail on that. As I said, I'm still learning that and getting familiar with that. But for now, that's all that I will say as far as those two distinctions. Another FAQ, do Luciferians worship Lucifer as a deity? Not necessarily. Luciferianism is more a philosophy or spiritual framework than a religion with worship requirements. Some Luciferians view Lucifer as an archetype representing the pursuit of knowledge, courage, and self-sovereignty. Others may incorporate a more spiritual connection with Lucifer, but see it as an internal symbolic relationship rather than traditional worship. And I agree with that. There is one of my channels that I subscribe to posted, they posted a meme maybe 2 weeks ago now, and it says, "Hail myself." We have this, when we, especially on the left-hand path, when we get a deity or find a deity or a god or goddess or, an entity that we align ourselves with, and we say, hail, many say, hail Lucifer, or hail Satan, or hail Hecate, or whatever their deity or goddess or god may be. And while I understand that, because that's just giving acknowledgement to them that this is, how can I say it? Some say we'll put their trust in, some sees them as a guide, but just to acknowledge their presence, their energy, their power, their existence. And I think I take it a step further just to say, hail me, because if I am mastering myself and if I am seeking to be self-sovereign, then the number one person is going to be me. And while I do acknowledge Lucifer and other deities and other gods and goddesses, I think what this has taught me in reading this book is there's no one above me, and I am above no one. I am me, and I am enough. So I like this, that while some may worship Lucifer as a deity, I do not. I see Lucifer as a guiding force, an energy, an ancient energy, and I tap into that, and I tap into that energy. Here's a good one. Is Luciferianism anti-Christian or anti-religion? Luciferianism is not inherently anti-Christian or anti-religion. Instead, it advocates for individual empowerment and the pursuit of knowledge. While Luciferians may critique dogma or systems that limit personal freedom, the path encourages respect for others' beliefs as long as they do not impede personal autonomy. And I think before I even understood this, I was trying to go that route where I respect all religions, even the religion I came out of. I respect it. I respect those who choose to walk that path. If it works for you, let it work for you. Just don't throw it in my face. Just don't call me out or declare that I'm going one way or another because I don't have the same belief you do. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and everybody can walk their own path. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Is Luciferianism a form of rebellion? While Luciferianism celebrates individual autonomy, it's not focused on rebellion for its own sake. The path encourages questioning norms and beliefs, but it does so with the goal of personal growth, not defiance. Luciferians are more concerned with building their inner world than the outward actions of rebellion. And I think that for me, I appreciate that because even going down the quote unquote left hand path, many see embracing the dark as being mean or being evil or just being anti everybody else. I'm not anti anybody, I'm pro me. And so, in that, again, I think it goes back to that I respect your path, I respect your religious belief or spiritual belief, your what works for you. I respect that. And going towards this idea of rebellion, I stand for freedom. I stand for freedom. This country is supposed to stand for freedom of speech and freedom of religion and freedom of to do this and to do that. And yet, when you stand in your freedom, you're questioned and you're ridiculed and you're called all kinds of names and you're treated all kinds of ways. And forgetting that core tenet that this country is supposed to be built on. And I think we need to take that into our spiritual walk as well. You are free to worship, to practice your spiritual path as you see fit. And if it doesn't align with me, that just means it's not my path. Therefore, it's none of my business unless you make it my business. But the goal, the ultimate goal for Luciferians and for myself as a Luciferian is that I have the freedom to choose, the freedom to worship, or the freedom to express my spirituality in the way that works for me, in the way that aligns with my spirit, my soul, the flame that burns within me. And I give you freedom to do the same. If you're Wicca, if you're solely Hoodoo, if you are, Norse, whatever you are, whatever you give whatever title you give yourself, be free in that. You owe no one an explanation. You do not need anyone else's approval. As long as you are minding your business, not hurting anyone else, You are free to be you. So please do that. Now, as I end the discussion about the Luciferian Bible, I just want to briefly share that I think I posted not too long ago what my next read was. I've already read the book, but here's what I just finished. This is a current rendition of it, but I shouldn't say rendition. It is the same wording, the way that the original is. I guess this is just an updated cover. I just finished reading this. I'm not going to give a commentary on it just yet, but this book was interesting. So that's all I'm going to say about that. As we wrap up 2025, and this is the last dark mass I believe that I'm going to do for 2025, I'm contemplating on doing something for either to bring in the new year or something on New Year's Day. So just keep watch for the post. If I post something else, I'll give you a heads up. I might do something live. I might just do like a Zoom and share a link. And if you want to join, you're welcome to join. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but just to give you a heads up, I am leaning in that direction to do something either New Year's Eve or sometime New Year's Day. So that's all I have for today. Going to keep it short. Hope you had a good holiday, those of you that celebrate. Or if you're in the midst of celebrating something now, Kwanzaa or whatever is still out there, Diwali, whatever you may be celebrating at the time. May you all have fun in your celebrations. As we look forward to 2026, may we enter it with a bang and take it by force. And so with that, I'm going to let you go. Have a great day and peace and blessings to you all.